Hi, everyone. This is Aaron.
And Matt.
Liddy.
Lighty.
No, Lighty.
Lighty. Wait, Liddy. Wait.
What
is
are
it?
we?
Huh?
Lighty?
Yeah, go with that.
We're from Columbus, Ohio, and you're listening to Married to the Games with Gabe,
The Chubby Ninja,
Tim,
Tiger Claw,
and Timothy.
the Reluctant Multitasker.
Oh, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are still married to the games. 088. Crazy eights. How you guys doing out there? It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's awesome. Episode 88.
Oh my gosh.
88 straight. Man, how you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Let's see. Who should we start with?
Spin the wheel. Tiger Claw.
Tiger Claw. How are you, buddy?
No whammy, no whammy.
No whammy. That's right.
No whammy, stop. Tiger Claw.
Oh man, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys at all this week. This week's been a blur, man. An absolute blur.
You've been to New York and back, right?
Yes. We went up over the weekend. Let's see what happened. On Thursday, I pulled an all-nighter. Literally didn't sleep at all because I had a project.
No, another one?
Oh, it's just killing me. It's a great problem to have, but it's the problem is that everything's all at once. And once everything's all at once, then I basically just kind of bear down and just try and knock out as much as I can. And the best time to do that is overnight when everyone's asleep and no one's emailing me and anything like that. That's why I get up super early usually, but it's just been killing me. So I pulled an all-nighter and then got on a plane. So that was a very long Friday. And of course our plane was delayed 3 hours. We were coming into Newark. So that was fun. So we were hanging out at the airport. But Lauren had a shower to go to for one of her great friends who's having a baby this next month. So, and then on Sunday started the stationery show, which she goes to every year for her store. So we went up with her parents because they wanted to visit all their friends as well over the weekend and came back on Monday. And Lauren is still up there. And I feel like a single dad. Is the weirdest feeling ever.
Yeah, I was about to say. But how does that feel?
It's really weird, man. I mean, it's just like, I've been like texting Lauren and be like, well, I'm glad you're having fun while I'm here trying to raise our baby and giving her all kinds of crap. And she's like, don't make it any harder than it is. It's hard for her too. This is the first time she's been away from Piper for this long, but she's doing really well. And she's hanging out with her good friend Dabney. And so they're doing well. Yeah. So I've been back here being the single dad, and Piper's just been awesome. And we've been having some fun together, so it's been great. I have gotten absolutely zero gaming in as far as our trophy wars go. I've basically already conceded that I will probably have what I have now. But I'm still going to try. Over Memorial Day, I might be able to get some more gaming in. And I can get
a final push.
The final push. What I have been playing though is a lot of Mario Kart. I'm just, you're just getting ready for that May 30th release. So. I am absolutely stuck, which is the weirdest thing. And I don't remember this being the issue the first time I did all this, because I had 3 stars on all the cups, everything back in the day. And when I got Mario Kart again, I had to start over. So I still cannot get that 3-star on the Shell Cup for the 50cc. I've actually had to look it up, and people have actually given some really good tips. So I did that last night. I'm like, man, I'm sick of playing this level. And you know me, I'm a completionist. Like I will not advance to 100 or 150 until I get this 3 stars done, because I had 3 stars on everything else. So I've got some good tips. I'll try those out probably tonight or so and see what's going on. So yeah, I've at least been able to Mario Kart. But as far as Trophy Wars goes, I'm done. I'm pretty much done. I'll definitely try. I really want to see if I can get some Watch Dogs in because that comes out on the 27th. Man, we got a busy week that week, man. 27th, Watch Dogs. 30th, Mario Kart.
I know that's right.
Whew, it's not gonna be pretty. But
no sleep till.
and then right after that, right around the corner, we've got E3. And
that's right,
man. I'm so excited. As much as I would love to be able to go, there's always something about just streaming everything, and I basically I almost take a day off. It seems like
exactly
on Tuesday when the press conferences come out, because I try and watch as many of them as I possibly can, and so I'm answering email while I'm listening, and it's one of those things where you don't get a whole lot done, but it's so much fun. Like Tuesdays is such a great day for press conferences because we get to hear all this amazing stuff. And I'm super excited for this E3 because this is the first official E3 where next gen is here and now. And, what do you have for us now? What are the games that you have for us?
Right.
So I'm super excited. And that's pretty much it for Tiger Claw. Just working, being the single dad this week until Lauren comes home on Thursday and just doing my thing.
Fighting crime through allergies.
Oh yeah. Hey, allergies are good. You'll be happy to know that even Thursday, like I pulled an all-nighter and I immediately went and got my shots before we left. That's
nice.
That was my dedication. I was all
proud.
I was all bloodshot eyes and everything, but I went there and I got my shots and I have not had an allergy attack. So you're welcome, everybody.
That'd be funny if they gave you the shots and you just fell asleep and they're like, "Oh crap, we gave him the wrong shots."
That would be funny. I would actually on that day I probably would have enjoyed the nap.
Right.
It would have been good.
Hall.
Trophy wars.
Yeah.
Look at you. You getting it done?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting it done for me, but
nice. Good. You should.
That's probably still like a tenth of what the highest person is doing right now.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Those jokers are in the hundreds already.
Oh, goodness.
Hundreds, plural.
Yeah, I'm good with my 10.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with my maybe 20 by now, but I finished
I think I have 8.
I finished up BioShock 2.
Great.
Oh, sweet.
Story aside, because the story is... Yeah, it's kind of just, it's a side story. It's kind of meh. The combat and stuff is awesome.
Really?
So that joins BioShock 1 as one of my favorite games of last gen.
Fantastic, man.
Wow.
I'm really glad that I enjoyed it. Now, when I got to the end, I was kind of, poking around on Twitter, just asking people, like, should I do they've got a couple different DLC packs. They've got the Protector Trials and then Minerva's Den, which everybody's heard of that because it was considered to be like one of the best DLCs from last gen. I mean, I heard about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and download that next. And I think I might skip out on the Protector Trials. It just sounds like it's combat. And that's kind of why I was interested in it. But a lot of people said like, no, it's pretty annoying. Like it's not like the game. Just get Minerva's Den and play that. So
nice.
That's what I'm going to be on to next. Over the weekend, I was helping Krista. She was doing this kind of like a dog show benefit type of thing.
Oh, cool.
And so we came home. We had to go to that early on Saturday. We came home Saturday, and she went and took a nap. And while she was napping, I downloaded Hearthstone because I've heard so much about it.
Yep.
If you like Magic the Gathering, or if you even kind of have played it and enjoyed it, like Hearthstone is better, I think.
I wish you wouldn't have Twittered about it.
Oh, goodness. It's good. It's more accessible than Magic the Gathering. So if like the idea that Magic the Gathering is a little too deep for you, I'd say play Hearthstone. It's really fun.
It's still super nerdy though. So when you're playing and somebody's looking over your shoulder and you feel like, I have to explain myself because there's this elven type woman.
Well, you load up the game and it says Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. And if you haven't ventured near a Warcraft game or don't care about the Warcraft universe, because like I'm on the outskirts of Warcraft. I don't think I may have played the RTS a couple of times. But I've never played World of Warcraft. I don't know anything about that world, really. But Hearthstone, you don't need to know any of that stuff. I mean, it's a card game. You don't have to really know anything about the characters. You just have to know about the different card styles and the different values on the card and stuff like that. I mean, there's not really much to understand to get the game.
Yeah, it can go deep, but it doesn't appear deep at first. It doesn't feel overwhelming.
I at no time have felt like I've needed something explained to me. Like I've heard about, like I'm up to I think level 22 or something like that. So I've been playing a lot. I think I put in about 10 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
And once you start to, like, I haven't spent any money. You can buy card packs, but I haven't bought any. I think they give you like one to start, and then you get a few more as you go along. But I haven't felt the need to buy anything, and I didn't go and get a cheat deck either. Like, I don't want to call it a cheat deck, but there's been a lot of people going out there and like finding the best kind of deck for their character, or like looking up different decks that people have made. I haven't done that yet, and I haven't had any problem winning games. So I think it's a pretty accessible game.
Nice.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying it, and like I've been getting in games here and there, like around the house and stuff. Like if we have a free minute, like Krista was making dinner last night, and I popped on there and was playing a couple games. So it's really easy to just waste like 10, 15 minutes, on playing like one game or two games.
That's awesome.
It's really, really fun though, and I really recommend everybody check it out.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, I was playing it yesterday, and she kind of walked behind me and was looking at the screen like, what? And she looked over, she goes, are you killing them? And I was like, kind of. It's hard to.
Yeah, when I win the game, they blow up.
Exactly.
Like Krista was like, are you done with that yet? Like she was trying to get me off the game, and I was like, hang on, let me blow myself up.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, you made me lose a star, but that's okay. God, I felt like the biggest nerd when I said that too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
There's something about the game that makes you feel like real dorky.
Just 1 second, honey. We'll go on our date in a little bit. I just got to kill these people first. I was just destroying the paladin.
You're like, oh my gosh, you just say paladin?
Wait, why am I single now? Huh?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's so
That's
funny.
really funny.
Good stuff, man. That's awesome. Has anybody played Walking Dead episode 3?
No,
I haven't either.
I hate that I haven't had the time to get to it. Like Saturday
You've had
evening.
the time. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. Saturday evening, I would have had the time had I not downloaded Hearthstone, because I sat there. The moment I downloaded it, I played it for like 5 hours.
Nice.
It was ridiculous.
You got the hook. You got hooked, line, and sinker, baby.
I should not have done that.
I immediately regret it. That's awesome.
Seriously.
So, Mr. Patillo, you're in town. You've been in town, correct?
I've been in town.
It's awesome.
Here. I want to say chilling, but that's not been the case.
No. How is the kitchen?
Good. We have to, we hung our last, so we took down, everybody's got cabinets. And so I've put it on Twitter, the picture of the kitchen, but you only see the kitchen from like a certain angle. And then right to my left would have been another cabinet, but we took that cabinet down and we're putting that up in the laundry room to just use as storage up there. And then we did 3 open shelves.
Oh, nice.
And that was a bear.
Oh, I bet.
Just because I'm not like really a carpenter, and I'm like, measure twice and pray to God that it's going to work. I'm not like super, I don't know what it is about me and measuring, but I'm just like not great at it for some reason.
No, I've measured like at least 3 or 4 times before just to make sure I've got it right.
Yeah. And I did that with this, and I was like, wait, what? Yep. And so it's like one of those things where we bought they're called corbels, but they just look like pieces of wood that you would screw into the wall, and then the shelf would sit on top of it. And so some about doing that, but the way you put them up, you don't just screw them to the wall like through the corbels. They have like little brackets on the back where you put the screw in the wall, and then you like hang it.
Yeah, you shift it. Yeah.
And that thing is awful when you're trying to do they don't move freely. You have to I screwed them to the top and then try to put it on. Anyway, it's a big, they're up. They're up.
They might be at an angle, but they're up.
Exactly. Stuff might slide off them and break, but they're up there.
But hey, they're up.
So same with me. I haven't been able to like get away and just go upstairs and play some games. Like either like Amara's had a really weird time sleeping, and we've had Jenny's sister in town for the last 2 weeks. So she just left this morning. Yeah.
Nice.
So she just left this morning. And so she got here. Yeah. Hold on. Here it comes.
Whoa. Bless you.
Yes.
Whoa.
Opa.
Hey, is that our first sneeze in the 88 episodes we've been? I don't remember any of us like sneezing during.
You would think it would be Router.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't know if we've had any that made the cut. That couldn't have been the first sneeze ever.
That's pretty
Maybe
amazing, though. God bless you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And so she's gone. And so it was like one of those things where like, I don't know, it's just always felt weird. Like, I don't know, going upstairs and be like, okay, see you guys. I don't know.
Well,
So,
you're being a good host, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's
it's your
what I'm trying to
sister-in-law
do.
for crying out loud. So you kind of be like, all right, see ya. I'm going to go play some games.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to hear about your day, but we'll go upstairs.
I got some people to head shoot.
Exactly. So I've just been playing my iOS games, man. Smash Hit, 2048, Hearthstone now, Clash
I'm sorry
of
about
Clans.
that, Gabe.
Yeah, what the heck? Gosh. I literally was playing Hearthstone and Clash of Clans yesterday.
Double
And I was
geek.
like, I have a problem.
Yeah, double geek.
Like I had my iPad set up and then my phone like under it. And
You had a whole station?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh.
Let me just get my media center together.
At any time I have both my iPhone and iPad out, I feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
You're
I'm
like, there's
like,
something
what
else
am-
I'm supposed to be doing.
What has happened to my life?
Yep.
I did get an invite to the PlayStation Now beta last night.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited to check that out today.
So was that first round that they had like just an alpha, I guess?
Yeah, that was like super, super closed.
Mhm.
And then this one's still closed, but obviously it's bigger. And I think it's going out to a lot of the PS4 people that signed up. Because we had
Awesome.
like, I think we have 4 or 5 other people on our Twitter that follow us saying that they got it too. Got
That's
the email.
great.
I can't wait to hear how it is.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Please tell us.
And then just on life side of things, I got to surprise Jenny this last week, and it was really fun. I usually, there's not a lot of things that come along, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do that and make a night of it and surprise her. Because number one, she's really hard to impress. And so surprises you can get your feelings hurt real easy.
Yeah, it's the story of our lives, brother. It's the story of
you're
our
like,
lives.
surprise. And they're like, oh, I mean, that's nice. You're like, wait.
That cabinet looks really crooked, Gabe.
Exactly. And so she had some stuff to do, and I was like, hey, I need you home by 6:00. And she was like, why? And I was like, ugh,
here
never
we go.
mind. I don't want to do it for you anyway.
Yeah, forget it.
So I was like, just be home at 6. Tell me I don't like surprises. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. That's the way surprises work.
Nice.
Be home at 6:00.
That's funny.
And so, she comes home and we go to dinner. One of our favorite places, a place called J. Alexander's, but we went to the one downtown and, we just never go downtown because we're old now and live far away, baby. And then as we're sitting there, I slid some paper across the table, mobster style, like,
Nice.
let's make a deal. And she unfolded and it was tickets to Aziz Ansari. And he was,
Oh, nice.
So awesome, man.
he
I
was
didn't
at
even know
T-Pack.
he was in town.
I know. So
That's amazing.
He was at T-Pack and it was hilarious. It was so funny. And and our seats were great. It was like 4th row center. Like, you could see him. It wasn't like
you couldn't get any better than that, man.
Oh, it was awesome. And it was so hilarious. And I haven't told you guys this because we got cracking right when we got moving. I talked to the Score. Zach over at the Score, the video
Nice.
game place here. It's going down.
Oh, you're a good man,
100th
Gabe.
episode at the Score in August. I think it's the week of the 10th is when our 100th
I think you're right
show
because
falls.
I tried to chart that out today. Some people mentioned that they got to get work off and stuff.
Yeah. So August 10th through 16th, that's the week we're looking at. More details will come.
MTTG Con.
Now we got to pick a day.
Con, yeah. It'll probably be, we got to pick a day.
I think we should probably do Friday.
You think so?
That's going to be an easy day for a lot of people. So they don't have to take Thursday and Friday off.
Yeah.
What if we did Saturday? Because that's the weekend. That way we, a lot more people who may be traveling.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe can still work and then come down. That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Plus, we'd get, not for nothing, we'd get some good traffic in there.
Oh, yeah.
If they haven't, local people come in like, who the heck are these guys? But, hey,
why are these people staring at these guys while they talk?
That's right.
Who are these guys?
That'll happen anyway, but that's amazing. My vote would probably be for Saturday just because it's a lot easier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because if we have some of our good friends coming down or up or left or right, they can still work on Friday and then come on Saturday. Yeah. But we could talk about it more, but I love the fact that we're actually making some sort of progress, which is amazing.
And he was excited. Zach is his name.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
baby steps.
Exactly.
So
baby steps.
Now we got logistics, baby. Now it's all about logistics.
Yeah, we're going to dial it in.
That's great.
He's got a land center that he's getting that he's got up and going. And so, we could be gaming. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Are we going to be doing it at the land center or the store?
Well, we got to figure out which one you want to do. One place is bigger. The place with the land center is going to be bigger. And so I don't know that we need the room.
I'd rather go small.
Exactly.
Than
make
go
it feel
big and be like.
So I'm thinking he's got that really cool area in the Cool Springs store. So maybe we'll go with that. All right.
Stadium seating.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Router.
Oh, brother.
Do you got it?
I got it.
Well, let's do it.
New releases this week. Not a whole lot, just because the end of May is going to be a little bit more packed. But a few to mention. Transistor.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming out for the PC and the PS4.
It's a big deal.
Science fiction themed action role-playing game set in a futuristic city where you will take on the role of a young woman who gains control of an extraordinary weapon of unknown origin after a mysterious... Oh, and then they cut it off. ... That's
how mysterious it is.
That's how mysterious it is. ... So that's very cool. That'll be great.
Is that called something, by the way, Router? I would think you would know that.
It's called an ellipsis.
Ellipsis.
Yes.
That's what the ... is.
That's what the ... is. It's called an ellipsis. I didn't want to get too geeky or too English teacher on you, but...
I was wondering. Yes. I knew you would know.
No, thank you, because I'm older, right? Is that the deal?
No, because you're smart and you have to work with computers.
Yes, no, I do, and I work with a content editor too, who used to be a journalist for ESPN. So he always corrects me on that, because it's weird. Whenever he sends me something and I put it on the web, sometimes the ellipses change to like something really weird. So I always have to go in and edit it. So that's why I hate them. Anyway, ellipsis. Also, Wolfenstein: The New Order for 360, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One.
Woof.
That is out. Darksiders Collection. This is a compilation that includes Darksiders, Darksiders 2, and the Season Pass. That's for PS3 and Xbox 360. And Max, The Curse of Brotherhood for the Xbox 360. It's a 2.5D platformer where you take on the role of Max, a young boy who wishes for his annoying little brother Felix to be whisked away by unknown evil forces. Armed with only a ...
Armed with only an ellipsis.
Only an ellipsis. So there you have it. There are your new releases for this week. Now, top-selling games, week ending May 10th. Brick and mortar stores, U.S. only. Here we go. Number 10, Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 360. Rears its head again.
Interesting.
And sells another 12,000 units and claims the number 10 spot. Number 9, Pokemon XY for the 3DS. Man, that Joker has sold over 3.4 million units.
I love it.
In the 31 weeks that it's been out. That's crazy.
Keep it coming.
3DS, baby. Always. Number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for the PS4.
Huh.
Number 7, Call of Duty Ghosts, Xbox 360.
Sure.
That Joker's over 5.2 million in the 27 weeks it's been around.
Wow.
Number 6, Titanfall, Xbox 360. Number 5, Titanfall, Xbox One.
Oh, good.
Number 4, Kirby Triple Deluxe for the 3DS.
Oh, that was number 1 last week, right?
That was number 1 last week. Number 3, Minecraft for the 360.
Lord have mercy, hung in there.
Yep.
I was wondering when that was coming up.
Oh, yeah, there it is. It's there. Number 2, Borderlands 2 for the PS Vita.
Really?
Whoa.
Yep. That's his debut.
That's box copy.
They selling them bundles.
That's right.
I wonder if that includes the bundles.
It's
well, actually, it has to because it just came out the other way, right?
Yeah, is it not?
Well, actually, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if when you buy I thought when you buy the Vita, it came with a code.
It does come with a code, but that was the only way it was sold there for like a week, I think.
Oh, really?
And then the regular one, I think, came out on like the 13th or something.
Okay, well then, because this is the week ending May 10th, so probably next week we will probably see. Yeah, that's got to be bundles. We will probably see more of that next week, so we'll have to wait for that. But
interesting.
So how many was it on that?
42,000.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, 42,379.
Wow, that's still kind of a sad number.
Yeah. It seems to be a little bit of a sad number for the Vita, but I mean, honestly, this whole week seems to be kind of down anyway. I don't think a whole lot of people are spending money.
Mm-hmm.
But the number 1 game for week ending May 10th, MLB 14 The Show for the PS4.
Okay.
Debuted. But this one blew everybody else out of the water. So Borderlands did 42,000. That was the number 2 spot. MLB The Show did 134,000. So nearly.
Wow. Wasn't even close.
It tripled in compared to the number 2 spot. So
remember that we don't have MLB 2K anymore.
Yeah.
So the show is the only baseball game.
Exactly. So
wow.
So
unless you count RBI baseball, but you don't count that.
Yeah, that was made in 5 days.
Game takes the number 1 spot this week. Or I'm sorry, not this week, but the week of May 10th.
Sweet.
There you have it.
Nice. Hall.
What do we want to talk about first?
Can I talk about something since we're talking about numbers?
Yes.
Sure.
And we're talking about sad numbers.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, this is not a bad thing. It just by the numbers, it sucks. It's going to take a little explaining. Mario Kart 8 is probably going to be the worst selling Mario Kart that's ever come out. And here's why. Not because Mario Kart 8's not great.
Install base.
So the lowest selling Mario Kart game that's ever come out was Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advanced back in 2000.
That's kind of what I figured.
2001. But it still sold like 5.7 million copies to an install base of 81 million. There's only 6.1 million Wii U's out there.
Oh.
And so if it goes by the percentages of how much less people buy Mario Kart that own the system, then it'll probably sell around 1.3 million copies, which is super low. And you got to remember, Mario Kart Wii sold 35.3 million.
And that was what, about a third?
That's to 100 million Wiis.
Yeah, so that's about a third.
So
that's a good percentage in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good percent. I could see Mario Kart 8.
That's great.
I could see Mario Kart 8 doing the same percentage.
I think they might do more.
I think
maybe.
I'm very curious if this is going to sell Wii U consoles now.
I hope it does.
I think it will because it's such a family staple in my opinion.
Yep.
But it could be the worst selling, but it could also be the best because it will.
It's not going to be the best selling.
Well, no. I mean, it'll be the best as far as awareness and getting the Wii U out there again in selling consoles.
Between that and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I saw those. I just had never looked at it like that. I was like, oh man, you would need almost everybody that has a Wii U to buy this game for it not to be the worst selling.
We should probably preface by saying, too, that Nintendo has a lot of cash in the bank.
Oh, yes, they do.
So it's not like they're running. Yeah, they're not
Getting
running
it
the risk
in.
of going out of business. So,
Oh, no, this is not about going out of business or not.
Oh, no.
I was just bringing it up as a
this
as
game
an
could
interesting
sell 500,000 and they'll still be fine.
It's very
So,
true. They'll be
my
like, okay,
gosh.
we'll take that as a loss and keep going.
I know. They're not worried about it, but
No.
I'm really like, it would be interesting to see where the game world is in like 10 years if we had like a time machine just to see where this ends up.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know really what the, where it's trending. Nintendo had a bad generation with the GameCube, and I say bad in quotes because it hit some numbers, but it didn't sell as much as the Xbox or the PS2. But the Wii just killed everything last gen.
Destroyed.
It really did.
Oh my
in number.
gosh. Yeah.
I mean, the third-party software, didn't sell as well, but you look at first-party software, 35 million sales of Mario Kart Wii.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I mean, any next-gen game or any last-gen game would love to have sold
that.
35
Well, you got to
million.
remember, there's not even that many if you add up Xbox, PS4, and Wii U, there's not 35 million of them out there.
Oh, I know that for sure. Last gen, how many PS3s and Xbox 360s were there? Like 60 million?
A grip. Yeah.
That's over an 8-year span, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to sell 35 million, you'd have to sell to almost over 50% of the console owners.
Right, exactly. And the Wii
crazy.
sold
me-
over 100 million consoles.
Oh, to me, that just
boy.
means Nintendo's in the right pocket. They are in the family, general gamer consumer pocket, and that's where they stay. And
Maybe they shouldn't have called this next one the Wii U.
well, I think that was a mistake to begin with because it was so confusing anyway. But that's their pocket. That's where they stay because they can make a grip load of money doing that because it is the general consumer. It is the family consumer. All their games are family friendly. But that's not all their games sell it. But the console itself, like when we first came out, it was chaos that Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
I got one for Keith and Kara. Like it was one of those things where it's just that was the it thing to have, and that's where they stay. And they will. I feel bad because I feel like we're always like, "Come on, Nintendo!" That always seems to be our classic phrase. But it's going to come around, man. We're going to be like, now I see. They're working on something, I'm sure.
You know what's crazy? If they did, Ed joked about it last week, but if they did somehow bring out this next Mario Kart 8 for the Wii, it could be gangbusters.
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
It'd probably at least do what? 20 million? 10 million?
You would think, right?
Something. Yeah.
I mean, more than Wii U's are even out there they would sell in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Easily.
I just can't wait to see it in HD, man. It's going to look so good.
I'm so excited. I got to stop watching trailers because I'm like,
yeah, you
get myself way too worked up.
You got
for
a
it.
problem.
Yeah, exactly. Paul, give us something else, buddy.
Well, actually, talking about platform exclusives, I know that they want to put Mario Kart 8 out there for the Wii U to sell more Wii U's, obviously.
Right.
So, as an aside to that, Microsoft announced Halo 5 Guardians. We knew Halo 5 was coming, but they now gave us a title. They said it's going to be launching in 2015 with Steven Spielberg's kind of premium TV series thing that he's doing.
Of course.
It's going to run at 60 frames a second. And they said, for sure, it is not coming out for 360.
Really?
Yeah, they put the mark on it. I mean, they want to sell Xbox Ones. They said, okay, look, Xbox 360, that gen, even though a lot of people still have those, it's time to move on next year. It's time to start or stop making games for the old platforms. You got to get people to move over.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people are happy with their 360s, but also they know a lot of people like Halo, so they'll be able to get a lot of people to jump over.
Right. That's
I don't know.
interesting.
Do you think it's good to force an Xbox 360 user's hand for a game like Halo, which has been with the 360 forever?
Well, no. See, it started out with the original Xbox, I think the way that they got everybody to jump, to the 360 is just releasing Halo 3. Halo 3 was awesome. I mean, it was crazy because I owned a 360 at the time, and then Halo 2 was playable on Xbox 360, so I was playing that.
Right.
And then I bought Halo 3, and I was just like, wow, yeah, this is next level.
Yeah, so they're doing it again.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so instead, this time, though, with your Xbox One, you can't play your old Halo games.
Right.
So you've got to kind of, make that jump. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to make it sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? For Microsoft and for the developers, they're like, hey, we can't just stay making for both, or we're not going to be able to push the envelope the way we want to.
Yeah.
It's crazy enough, but I think HD was the deciding factor, because really what we're gaining so far with next-gen ports up, or, if they're developing for next-gen and porting it back to last-gen, what the main things we're seeing is frame rate and textures.
Yeah,
so it's like, I'm wondering if enough people are deciding that that's not worth it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm very curious about. It's like, well, why am I going to spend $400 to get Halo 5 just to have maybe a little bit better graphics?
It's crazy. I think enough people would do it for a Halo game just because, like I said, they are making it exclusive.
Yeah.
This is why when I talked about, the Kinectless Xbox One last week, I was a little disappointed that they didn't hurry up and get Halo out maybe this year, or and
try
something
to
kind of save that last thing that they were holding on.
Oh yeah,
to.
they need that hook. They need that hook to bring them in.
So it's I just think that maybe both platforms just didn't get out to developing fast enough. But then again, the Xbox 360 came out in 2005, and Halo 3 came out in like 2007, I think. So it took them about the same amount of time to get a killer game out.
It seems like everything's being fairly cyclical and fairly standard when it comes to a next gen. I mean, this is my first real next gen phase anyway. But based on what you're saying, it sounds like this stuff kind of happens anyway. So
of course it does. It has to.
You have to. Yeah.
It does. I mean, well, this current gen is different than any other gen, just because I guess every gen is different because just time moves forward. But if you go back to the launch of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, like, there were way far less podcasts than there are now. There was way less gaming blogs and news outlets. I mean, there were the major players still, but the internet has become even more pervasive in these past 7 years.
Yeah, we didn't have Bieber.
Yeah, we didn't have Bieber fever.
I mean, and that's the huge factor right there.
And think about it. I think YouTube had just come out too. So we didn't have like Let's Plays or anything like that. Like, gaming has become more pervasive through like the internet medium and media and stuff like that. So, and as I mentioned, podcasts, I started listening to gaming podcasts in like, I think 2004 maybe. And there was really pretty slim pickings. So
interesting.
It was like if you found some good podcasts, like that was like you found the Holy Grail or something.
Speaking of the Kinect and Microsoft, we were talking about last week what the effects could be of Microsoft unbundling the Kinect. Well, Rare, who's a developer, they make Kinect Sports, the Kinect Sports series, are getting hit with some layoffs, which sucks. And, we see it all the time, but it's not super clear whether it's just because they're between projects or because they're like, oh, good, so we're doing this Kinect Sports. Y'all ain't bringing the Kinect to every Xbox One anymore. So I guess time will tell with that. But what I didn't know was Rare, number one, I did know that they've been around for a long time, but they've done some crazy games. They did. They used to work for Nintendo.
Yep.
Battletoads, RC Pro-Am.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye 007, Donkey Kong Country, Killer Instinct. They were bought by Microsoft in 2002. So hold on tight over there at Rare. You gonna make it. Sorry about the Kinect thing.
Just a side note about Rare. A lot of NES publishers had Rare make games for them. And I think They made like 50 games during the NES era. They were very prolific at that time.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, they had some. GoldenEye in itself whoever would have made GoldenEye, everybody's going to be like, "Hey, yeah, so that thing you did, can you do that for us? Do that same thing for us, thank you."
Well, actually, this was back in the NES era.
Oh, you're not even
during
talking about
the NES
N64.
era. They Nintendo limited publishers to like 5 games per year, I think, and that's why Konami had the Ultra Games logo. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultra Games, and that's basically Konami. That's their second. They made a second company so that they could release more games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and since they had a good relationship with Nintendo anyway, Nintendo didn't bat an eye at it.
Right. Give us something else, Hall.
Oh, let's see. Some Far Cry 4 stuff leaked.
Oh, yeah. Did it leak or they put it out?
They probably put it out.
They probably put it out. "Quote unquote leaked it."
Yeah, exactly.
The controversial image thing, whoever did that leak or press release wire or whatever was done there, that team is just so happy that this got picked up.
Sure.
Even though it's been some negative PR. So they released, a box art image, and there's been a lot of negative spin on it. Like the character scene, I think it was some people had, thought that it was a little racist, maybe.
Yeah. They said that because it was a white guy sitting on what appears to be crumbled statue with his hand on the head of somebody who's obviously brown, that's racist.
Yeah,
I don't even get that. Wow, how is that racist? This is my question, and I'm brown, so yes, I can ask this question.
Wait, you are?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. It's interesting in America. Number one, I think as Americans, for some reason, we're looking to be offended. We want to be offended, so we'll
That's a good point,
just
man.
pick stuff out that.
Very good point.
Being in America, I wonder if it would have been said if it was flip flopped. If the brown guy had his hand on the head of a white person, because the white people are obviously the majority here in America. I wonder if they would have said that was racist.
Yeah, I think either way you would have been screwed, because I think you're right. I think America is looking for, in just pockets of demographics, they're looking to be offended. They're looking for, and it could be the slightest thing that probably they didn't even probably think about that. They just thought they were probably thinking of the context of, it could be geographical, it could be whatever. Who cares? Yeah, whatever.
Well, I saw the box art and I thought nothing.
Me too.
And I'm
also
brown either.
Well, it also came out too that people thought that this character was gay.
No.
But I
who cares?
Well, the first time I saw the box art, I didn't even think that.
I thought it was more of he looks more like a James Bond villain, actually.
Kind of, yeah.
And more of the modern day James Bond villains, because they're more slick.
A little bit more flamboyant, even in their presentation.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, okay, well, this looks really interesting. This guy could be really sinister, and this could be very cool. I'm excited. I thought nothing of any of those.
Yeah, me neither.
Actually, the first thing I thought was probably what Router thought. Wow, I'm excited for this game. Cool.
That's what I thought too. I didn't, and maybe it's my because I'm a little cynical when it comes to white people take over stuff, movies and games. That's not a new thing, and so it's not I don't know. It's just not shocking to me to oh, that's racist. You're or is it history? I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh, history is way worse than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
So
there are a lot of other things that are way worse than this.
Alex Hutchinson, who is he's Far Cry 4's creative director, on Twitter at Bang Bang Click, which I thought was a great Twitter handle. That's great. He said, and I quote, "Just so it's clear for those jumping to conclusions, he's not white, and that's not the player." And so I thought that was really interesting because of what we're saying, how we're looking to be offended and looking just to jump on a bandwagon and blah, 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 blah. Just because he might seem white to you doesn't make him white.
Exactly.
He could be and when I took a further look at it, I was like, oh, he could be something different.
Well, who the villain in Far Cry 3? He had an accent. He wasn't like.
Yeah, you couldn't just take him at face value and know what he was.
I considered him like an islander almost.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's probably what this is. That's probably the same context as this is because it's Far Cry for crying out loud.
And that's what's funny. That goes back to our original question. So if he's not white, is it still racist to people?
There's no cultural, racial. This is a video game. You shoot people in the head. You complete your mission. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, can we please get upset about stuff that's actually going on?
I'm trying to think of who's getting upset though, because like people even in our generation, like we've just never really looked at color. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
So
unless you're raised around it, it's getting, those lines are getting swept up. Thank the Lord.
Amen.
Paul, give us something else, buddy. You got something else?
I love Night Trap. I've talked about Night Trap on this show before.
Oh
right?
no, is it coming back? What? I'm so excited right now. Are you talking about the game?
Hang on, let me give a little history. Night Trap was a game on the Sega CD. It came out in 1992.
Oh my gosh.
When it came out, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the game, even though the game wasn't that bad. And by today's standards, the game was very childish.
They're like, these are white people hanging out with white people. This is racist.
Gosh, that game was so bad. But anyway,
it was awesome.
It actually led to the content rating system. So the creator of Night Trap has said he's been in talks with people to bring it to current gen platforms. It will come back in better resolution and gameplay than before.
I'm getting it.
Nice.
I think that this is hilarious because there are a lot of people that have not played this game.
Of course. It was terrible.
When they re-release it and people actually do play it, they're going to be like, this game sucks. I mean, the game is not very good.
Yeah, but I think most people that are going to be buying it are the people that play before buy it for nostalgic reasons, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I could totally see that. Like, I played it when I was a kid, and I was just kind of like, all right. But
that and Double Switch.
It's going to be like Shaq Fu. Like, Shaq Fu 2 is going to come out, and people are going to buy it just because they heard about the old game, but they never actually played it.
Sure.
You see my gosh,
I'm so excited.
Even though this is actually just the actual game coming back. Now, he did say that they may change some of the gameplay. So I think they may make it a little more accessible for current gen.
If it's already broke, don't break it more.
Well, like maybe I could see like them like having the camera switches each as their own individual button so you can switch faster. Because that was the thing about the Sega CD is you kind of had to move a cursor around.
And you had to be so fast. And you had to memorize the game to beat it because you had to know what was coming already, which kind of takes the magic out of it. So maybe if they can get something more reactionary instead of just memory, like, okay, now this guy's going to come in through this window, so I need to set this trap.
But that's how it was for a lot of games back then, wasn't it? Like you basically memorized.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of games back then.
Yeah.
Because the technology wasn't there. Like there were just particular algorithms, and they were the same ones every time.
Well, and also
even in arcade games,
they had to, the games were shorter, so they had to find ways to make you play them over and over again, and memorizing was one way to do that.
Oh my gosh, that game was awesome. Not wait, hear me out. Not awesome like awesome.
Like awesome, like oh god,
this is going to be a train wreck,
but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Bad meaning good.
I'll never forget. Like the Sega CD came out, and I wanted to play it so bad, and then my friend had one, and I think this was in like maybe 93 or 94, and I went over to his house, and we were playing the Sega CD, and I was like, this thing's really not that good. I don't know why I wanted one.
Oh, that's
we played
incredible.
Sewer Shark.
Yes, heck yeah.
Night Trap, Double Switch. Oh gosh,
Double Switch was great too. I'm so excited about that. So Chuck E. Cheese is going to start having the Oculus Rift in their stores.
Looks like I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, we need to make the trip.
Piper's third birthday.
Exactly.
Chuck E. Cheese, Oculus Rift.
I'm sorry, parents.
Yeah, exactly. So they're bringing a game called Chuck E. Cheese's Virtual Ticket Blaster Experience.
That could be longer.
Oh my gosh! And then for parents, they got Chuck E. Cheese's virtual money spending experience.
Exactly.
And so, and I'm with Router. I can't wait to just go and sit and watch like full grown adults waiting in line just to try the Oculus Rift while
Heck
these
yeah.
kids are trying to play it.
I'll be in there.
So Roger Cardinal, let's say, president of the parent company, CEC Entertainment, he said, kids today have unprecedented access to game consoles and tablets. Our challenge is to deliver an experience not available at home. And there's no doubt virtual reality does just that. And so I think he's just kind of hopping on it before it becomes too popular. Come play at Chuck E. Cheese, Oculus Rift. They're going to be testing it in Dallas, San Diego, and Orlando starting this month.
Wow.
I thought that was cool. The Rubik's Cube turned 40 this week.
Hey.
Kind of a game. Originally
40 is the new 30.
40 is the new 30, and it does look good for its age. Originally called the Magic Cube. I just thought that was interesting.
That is cool.
You got anything else, Hall? I got one more thing, I think.
Two more things. YouTube has been rumored to acquire Twitch. I hope this doesn't happen.
You don't want it to happen?
Google already controls like enough properties.
Yeah, you don't want them owning Twitch?
You don't think that's an antitrust violation, do you?
I don't think so because there's still Ustream, I guess.
Yeah.
But
that's about it.
That's about it. No. I don't know. I don't like this.
I think it could be good because then now like Twitch would be amazing for consoles because now you've got the bandwidth. Now you can archive
That's
all
true.
your gameplay.
I mean, there are some pluses.
And have you operated Twitch? Have you tried using it?
I've watched streams, and
I feel like it's real. The app is real clunky and hard to navigate, and so I think with they need some UI stuff going on.
But you know what's funny? Even the YouTube app can be a little like Lauren always says. I can't figure this YouTube app out.
Really?
Even I keep telling her, babe, just give me the phone.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Piper knows how to use the YouTube app.
I know, so does Boots.
But I mean, it's not. There's a few things, but just look around. That's what I always tell people who are always technically freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, just look at what you're looking at, and
look at what you're looking at.
Right. Just
nice.
No, but seriously, like, look and read everything. I always say, go top to bottom, left to right, and you will find your answer. My poor in-laws, they're always that way too. They're like, okay, how do I do this? I'm like, okay, Mom, just take a look at it. What does it say up there? And then they hit it and like, oh, okay, that was easy.
You're like, exactly.
You just gotta look.
Yeah.
Just gotta look. That's all you gotta do.
Please. Yeah, and it's to note too that they'll be buying them for $1 billion, which sounds like a lot of money, but then you look at 2006 when Google bought YouTube and they bought YouTube for $1.6 billion. And so you're like, man.
And that's still a drop in the bucket for Google.
Well, I think at Twitch's current outlook, I would say $1 billion is probably where it's at. When Google bought YouTube, I mean, that was like, they had to lock that down.
Yeah, but I would still think even in 2006 they got that joker on sale. Like, I know that sounded like a lot of money to the four guys who started YouTube, but shoot, man, YouTube.
Well, compared to today, what was it? Snapchat got offered like $3 billion, or was it $9 billion?
I don't even know.
It was a lot of money.
$9 billion. That's a lot of money.
That's too much money.
I don't know. I just don't like the idea of Google controlling like that much of video stuff. Like, if they were to buy Netflix, that would just be a trifecta right there.
Yeah.
Oh my
that would probably be where the antitrust would come
I was going to say that's probably an antitrust violation. But hey, you know what? I don't care because if Google fiber optics comes to Nashville, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd be happy with that.
I'm kind of supporting Google just because. Well, I always have. I think they're great.
Yeah.
But now I'll definitely side by them a little bit more if they bring in fiber optics. Which, by the way, I think I heard on the news last night. The legislature did approve it, so now we just have to wait for Google because there are particular guidelines that Google needs in each city.
That's pretty sad that we got Google before we got IKEA.
No, that's a good thing because then we'd all be broke.
I know that's right. Do we need to send flowers to anybody to get this thing going?
Yeah, right.
Hall, you said you had two things. What's your other thing?
One more thing. So when we talked about the Amplitude Kickstarter a couple weeks ago by Harmonix,
they
I think like at $300,000, their goal is $775,000. There is 57 hours left as of the time we are recording this podcast. So probably when you hear it, it's going to be either done or close to done.
Yeah.
But they're up to 600,000 of their $775,000 goal, so they might make it.
Wow.
It was looking it was looking like they weren't going to make it there for a minute, but they might actually do it. I think the thing that's holding people back is that it has to be an original soundtrack. They aren't able to get the licensed music.
Oh boy.
Now let's do some music for them, Hall.
Well, I think if they fund this, I think they're going to look at. I think honestly they're going to try to get Sony to get in on some licensed music, because playing like these music games is fun, but having the licensed music makes it that much more of an experience. You know,
makes it more relevant too.
Yeah, like because when you're playing like one of these games, like when I play Guitar Hero or Rock Band or something, I'd always kind of start with the songs that I knew. Right, and then when I'd play the campaign mode, I'd actually play some new songs and get to hear some new music. So having like a jumping off point is always good. Having at least, I don't know, a handful of licensed songs in there would be pretty cool.
I always thought that was the problem with Dance Dance Revolution. Like, as fun as it was, I didn't know any of the songs. You're like, I'm a little butterfly. Like, I don't know this song. I know it now, but I didn't know it when it started. I was like, choose your song. It's like 500 songs, and I hadn't heard of any of them. Exactly. And then they have like Celebrate in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrate good time. Like
I said, they got to put that. They got to put those few icebreakers in there.
I guess
that's awesome. So we talked about this weeks ago about the Wii and its Wi-Fi functionality going away. Well, it's gone.
No,
I know. I thought they would hold out at least until Mario Kart 8 came out so people could play, but that's done. They used Glue Mobile's GameSpy servers and for matchmaking and all that, and it's gone. They moved in-house, like we said before, for the 3DS and the Wii U, but for my Wii owners and like myself and my DS people, it's gone. But of course, the store is still open. But just for matchmaking and playing online, that's gone. So,
I don't know how many people are left doing that.
Playing online
on the Wii.
Yeah, man, freaking Animal Crossing. People love that crap. That's it for me. Hall, you got anything else?
Nope.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week we asked you. There's games out there, Mass Effect, Infamous, that you could play good or bad. And we were wondering which one you do. Ed Placencio, kick it off on the forum. Ed Placencio, our boy Ed. He says, I always play the good version because a buddy of mine who comes over a lot and plays games always takes the bad. So I get to see both sides. He said, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
Yep.
Tigsta on the forum says, I always play the bad guy. If I have the option of letting someone live or die in a game, they get whacked 100%. I do things in game that I would never, ever think to do in real life.
There you go.
Yeah. Keep it in the game.
That's good.
Closet Gamer on the forum said, I usually end up being neutral because I flip-flop between good and bad choices the whole game. I try to play how I would really react, especially in games like Mass Effect or Walking Dead when it actually seems to matter. Daniel, Calvin, at Daniel Calvin on Twitter. He said, good. I thought this was an interesting point. He said, good. If you're going to be the hero, why be evil? Sometimes good is interesting. And I was like, yeah, I guess we are the heroes in these games.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Well, think about it. Yeah. Typically, if you are playing a good campaign, you become the hero.
Yeah, but even if you play the bad campaign, it seems like in Mass Effect.
Well, Mass Effect. Yeah, if you play
That's
as
true.
a bad person, like you're still saving the galaxy.
Well, and you can always make just one good decision at the end. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got you.
And I guess it's vice versa. The cool nerd at I am Sean Vaughn, thedon.com. I'm just kidding. I added that. Usually good, but to be honest, I can't turn off GTA without going on a rampage first, but that's after I save.
Nice.
Then lastly on Twitter, Kenny G Money at Daddy Darkside. He said, as my Twitter and PSN gaming handle implies, evil, always evil.
Nice.
So thank you guys for sending in your questions. If you don't know us and we don't know you, introduce yourself over at Twitter, twitter.com/MTTGcast, Facebook.com/Married to the Games. Come check out the website, marriedtothegames.com. Come check out the forum. It's awesome. We are getting our talk on and our deal on. A lot of deals I see over there I hadn't seen. And so it's just cool to kind of peruse it and check out what's going on. Talk to the guys about the show. Talk about other stuff. We're talking about all kind of things over there. Real life, game life. It's great stuff.
Life and games, games and life.
Yeah. Question mark.
That's shocking.
Absolutely. So yeah. And we got one more thing to do. Let's get into some questions.
Oh, yeah. Let's start with some email. Remington writes, hello. Firstly, I'd like to say I'm a huge fan of the show, and I listen to every episode.
Oh, wow.
I'm an aspiring physique competitor and spend a lot of my time in the gym.
Yeah.
Your podcast has helped me get through many long nights of training and meal prepping when I'd otherwise be lounging on the couch. Big shout out to you guys and what you do to keep on rocking out. My question for you guys is this. Looking back on all of your years of gaming, what one game stands out in particular as being either the most addicting or having the largest impact on your life? For example, mine would be Halo 2. This was one of the first games I ever played on Xbox Live, and from the moment I got home from midnight release and hopped into my first matchmaking game, I was hooked. I played every single day and met my best friend through the game.
No way.
I can still remember all the LAN parties, Mountain Dew, and epic battles that were fought over a year, even a year after release. I don't look back on any game more fondly than I do Halo 2. Keep it up, guys. You rock.
Nice.
Awesome,
Thanks, man.
Remington. Yeah, and good luck on man, the physique competitor. That's hardcore.
Yeah, that's tough.
When he
Definitely.
said instead of sitting on the couch, I thought, that's what I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, let's see, going and training to be a physique competitor on the couch. I'll go on the couch.
Dude, that's awesome.
No, that's really cool,
to
man.
sculpt one's body is a skill, and golly,
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
And it
takes
shows that the body is a beautiful thing, too.
I'm
man.
a physique competitor in the other direction.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, the first one to round wins. I win.
That's awesome.
He's working on being a V. I'm working on being a O.
That's awesome, Halo 2. I love that when games kind of impact a time in your life. For me, it will always be my fondest memory will always be the first PS3 game I ever played, which would be Uncharted 2, because I purchased the PS3 with Uncharted 2 bundled back in the day, and it just kind of opened my eyes, because I had always played little platformers here and there, or growing up with your standard arcade games, but kind of, it really opened my eyes to, man, there is a lot of fun stuff to be played on this machine. And so I will always have Uncharted 2 as a special little place in my heart, just because that's where it all started for me.
Nice. Hall?
Probably with the N64, Super Smash Brothers, and GoldenEye. Like, those are two fond memories I have, because I think the Nintendo 64 was kind of like one of the last big local multiplayer experiences. You had 4 controller ports. And I know the original Xbox did too, but it seemed like there were just more multiplayer games on the Nintendo 64 for 4 players. So I think
that was it felt like the only thing at the time.
Well, the only thing that was like doing like huge multiplayer games like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and
like I said, GoldenEye, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf.
Yeah, I don't remember ever playing 4 players before
Mario
that.
Kart.
Like all in the same room, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like the Nintendo 64 was like really big for that, because it was also super accessible. Like, even though the Dreamcast had 4 controller ports, we didn't really play multiplayer on the Dreamcast. Like, we played on the Nintendo 64 long after, after it had moved on too. Just those are my fondest memories. Just like staying up for like 24 hours straight playing Smash Brothers and GoldenEye. Nice. So that was nuts.
Well, I've been gaming my whole life, and obviously when high school hit and Final Fantasy VII came out, that hooked me like in a deeper way. But I would say probably what came along and cemented it for me was probably Counter-Strike, because it was the first game that, like, I mean, I'm gonna be sad when I die and get to look at my whole life and see how many hours I poured into Counter-Strike. Could have been doing something else. It's going to be an insane number. That was just like the first game where I'm like, picking up my computer that I built and taking it to friends' houses and us doing LAN parties.
LAN parties.
It was all about Counter-Strike. And so I think that one cemented, like when I zoom out and really like, okay, dig deep, and I'm like, what game did I pour hours and hours into? I mean, Counter-Strike, man. And that was like my first big online multiplayer game that I played a lot like that. And I mean, I played got into clan wars and everything. Oh, I played the heck out of that game.
That's great.
Good question.
Very good question. Let's move on. Purville Patel. Just wondering about what? Pourville. Sorry. He emails in, just wondering about your opinion on exclusive content.
Pourville. Sorry, go ahead.
Just wondering about your opinion on exclusive content based on pre-orders, platform, or retailer. I am not against the notion of pre-ordering games just to have them off the list to buy, but locking content behind pre-orders, retail-specific editions, or platforms doesn't sit well with me. It's understandable if some platforms get a DLC pack before another, but not including content that is ready at release due to console exclusivity, pre-order bonus, or retailer editions doesn't seem right. Let me know what you guys think on this matter.
I hate that.
Do you?
Yes.
It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I just kind of pre-order based on the retailer that I want. Like, I've pre-ordered a lot of games with Best Buy because I got a gift card out of it. It had nothing to do with the content, the exclusive content that they released. In fact, I don't even know if I played any of that. And most of it, I would think, is probably it's not going to affect the game. They're very just value-added pieces. And the problem is that it's not going away because every retailer wants a piece of it.
Well, I was going to say that even though they are value-added, like, people still want that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, I think what the listener is saying is, like, make it available to people.
Oh, I think so. I think maybe you make it exclusive for like the first month or so, but then like open it up as a DLC pack for anybody else who wants to play it. I agree. Like, am I missing out because, I pre-ordered with Watch Dogs with Best Buy versus GameStop and, they have all their different little packs? I don't know. I just want to play the game.
Like I typically don't think about that stuff until we bought Tomb Raider. Did we all buy Tomb Raider at Best Buy?
Yes.
I have no idea where I got it.
I think Best Buy came with an exclusive skin or outfit or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was way cooler, in my opinion, I guess, to play Tomb Raider with like that Bombardier outfit that they gave her.
Is that the original or is that the extra one?
That's the extra. Like, it was the extra,
That's
and
so
I think
funny.
you only got it for pre-ordering at Best Buy.
I think you're right.
It looked cooler to me. Like, it may not be that big of a deal. I mean, I could have played the game the whole time without it. But once they gave me the costume from the beginning, but I didn't realize it till probably 2 hours into the game. Like, I just thought it looked way,
what's funny?
more BA. I don't know.
I've never changed an outfit.
Neither have I.
Like,
I haven't either until
like,
that game.
Oh yeah, I think I did a Mass Effect at the beginning.
Yeah,
and
I did
then
too.
Never changed it again.
Actually, Dragon Armor too. Like Mass Effect 2, I got the Dragon Armor and I put it on from the beginning. But Mass Effect 3, I didn't realize I had the Dragon Armor until about halfway through the game. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that was the first thing I did in Mass Effect 3. I'm like, I'm getting my Dragon Armor back.
Yeah, like it just adds to the game. Like, even though the Dragon Armor does have like some spec advantage, it looks more cool in the game.
Yeah, it does. It looks awesome. So, I will say with Dead Space 3, because I ordered it through Best Buy, I think I got 2 guns, and those were the guns that I ended up using the whole campaign.
That's pretty cool. But you probably wouldn't have missed them if you didn't have them.
Exactly. And there's probably
I get what you're saying.
There's probably a similar gun. To me, the pre-order thing is all about what's the incentive for me. Having an additional map pack or outfit doesn't really do it. What got me with Best Buy is because they were giving out gift cards after you pre-order. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course I'll do that. So that's
money is always a good incentive.
Money is always a great incentive. So I'm down with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too opposed to it, and I don't think it's going away just because a lot of retailers are still they're just vying for your attention. And if you pre-order with us, you get this, or if you pre-order with us, I don't think it's really going to affect too much. But I get what he's saying.
Yeah, I've never used a pre-order incentive ever.
Yeah,
like even if it came with it, I never used it.
The pre-order exclusives are probably just the retailers, like Router said, retailers.
It's cutting a deal with retailers. Exactly. Yeah. It's cutting a deal with retailers.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, all right, I'll give you this if you put this end cap here and position your store this way. That's exactly. It's all about just positioning to get your attention.
Good question.
I think, like Router said, though, like after a month, just open it up and have like an everything pack for $10 or something.
Honestly, I would spend that just to have everything. If I really enjoyed the game and wanted to get the full experience, just put it up there as a DLC, and I'm happy.
Isn't that what Game of Year editions are, though?
What's that?
Isn't that what Game of the Year editions are?
Yeah, typically they put most of that stuff in there, but the pre-order exclusives and bonuses and stuff like that, those typically, I don't want to say they never come out. I would say probably half the time they just do not come out for purchase. So if you did not I think what the listener is saying, if you do not pre-order at a specific place, you're not going to get everything.
Yeah.
You basically have to go and pre-order the game everywhere to get everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which will never happen.
There's just no option. I think that's a misstep for the developers and publishers, because make it available to people. They'll want to buy it.
You'll make an extra $10 out of it.
Even if you made like an extra $5.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Still money in the bank.
It's free money.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good point. Great question. Final one on email. Travis Pospisil, friggin' nutcase. One of my favorite things about the podcast is that you are all regular people with wives, 9-to-5s, and all that jazz. Over the past 88 episodes, we've got to know all 3 of you as well as your families. It's an incredibly cool community. I enjoy being a part of it. If someone
awesome,
were to,
man.
It's amazing, Travis. Thank you. If someone were to make a movie about your life, who would you get to play you? Boom. I'd want Gabe to play me.
That's hilarious.
Router. Oh, it sure is cold out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sure is cold.
That's all you say.
That's a great question, man. I have no idea. I would. I really don't know. Who would I get to play? I don't know. It depends on, it's the context of the movie too. Okay, so it's a movie about my life. Well, what part of my life? My entire life? I don't know.
I think if I had to choose somebody that, he doesn't look like me or anything, obviously, but I have to go with Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, nice.
He's just so talented, and if somebody equated Jamie Foxx with my life, exactly, it's is Jamie Foxx kind of like Gabe Patillo? Is Gabe Patillo kind of like Jamie Foxx?
But see, cool when everybody be watching your movie, Gabe, they'd go look you up and they'd be like, "What? That doesn't look anything like him."
That's right.
He can't play piano.
Blame it on the.
What about you, Hall?
Shoot, I don't know.
Gosh, this is hard. I'd probably say Zach Galifianakis.
Nice.
Just because so many people have made the connection between him and I, just because we both have beards and short hair and are just goofy. So
that's awesome.
Man, I don't know who would play me.
I'm trying to think.
I really
Bentley.
don't. There you go, Dirk. Well, I'll have Dirks do it.
Does he even act?
That'd be his career.
Well, he will now.
His career intro into acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Entertainer's crossover.
Tiger Claw's Life by Dirks Bentley.
Who would you get to play the child version of you?
Oh, man.
Yeah, who'd you look like as a child? Were you blonde, super blonde?
I was bleach blonde, yeah.
Yeah, I had blonde hair, too, as a kid.
I have no idea.
Weird, me too. I'd get Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man to play me.
I was going to
say that or Cisco.
Cisco, yeah.
Yeah.
Wesley
Cisco.
Snipes from Demolition.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome. That's bringing it back, man.
That's good. Lauren said that, what's his name? Ed Begley Jr. I think he was in a couple. He's just like one of those one-off characters. I think it was in Best in Show and A Mighty Wind, that kind of stuff. Lauren always says that I look like him older. So that's a weird one.
There you go.
Anyway,
good question.
Great
well,
question.
There you go.
Thanks for the
younger
encouragement.
version of you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Travis, great question. Great email. Thank you for those kind words. We really appreciate that. Let's move on to Twitter.
Jamie Foxx.
We'll lightning round this Twitter because we're running short on time. Here we go. TJG at T215J. Is the Mario Kart 8 bundle a good deal? Comes with gamepad and a Wii Motion Plus and a free game download for $329.
People say it is.
We talked about it a little bit. I think that
We got a tongue lashing for it too.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm sticking by my guns only because I understand that it comes with a remote, which is great. Those things are $40, in the stores. But when I rub it up against the pack I got, and I know it's not the deluxe, but we've just seen like the deluxe for $250 with a game and a free game. So if you're just adding the Wiimote, and I know it comes with a wheel, but come on, that barely anybody uses the wheel.
Right.
It still should be $290.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I think, but here's the thing: we've always said this: you're paying a premium because it's Mario Kart.
And I think it's let me be clear though. I think it's a deal. I just don't think it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's not the best deal.
I don't think it's a no-brainer deal.
No, if it was $250,
oh my gosh,
even, and what I said before too was, even if it said $299, I think that would look better and make people be like, oh my gosh, $299, $300.
Yeah.
But for like the 330-ish range, we've talked about it before, even with the Vita and something else. I don't remember what it was. But it was like
Mini.
iPad Mini. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the fact that it was like over that hump a little bit. You're like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Putting a 3 at the beginning is not worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth the extra $30.
And I know
That's
people
why I'm
are gonna
confused.
disagree with us up and down, and I get it, and I get the stance that they're taking. They're like, yeah, but you're getting this and this. But you have to remember, people that buy Mario Kart 8 will get the free game. So it's not like you're just getting the free game with the bundle. Like when I go buy it, I'll get the free game as well. So that's not added to me with the bundle, if that makes sense.
Besides the fact that there are going to be a lot of people that don't redeem those. I already know it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's why they do it. I mean, gift cards, they say like it's some crazy percentage of gift cards don't get used.
Exactly. Same thing with mail-in
50%.
rebates.
I think it's almost 50% at this point. Is that it's money in the bank because people don't use it.
Yeah, I told Jenny to do gift cards at this show she did. I was like, babe, you need to do gift cards for facials. And she just did this little thing at our church, and only one person bought it, but it was like $60 that she didn't redeem. She never called Jenny to do the service,
Exactly.
It happens.
Yep.
Crazy.
Like retailers know this, and that's why, like I said, they do mail-in rebates because they just know you're not going to take the time to do it.
Oh, I do it.
I do it.
I mean,
too,
I
Jack.
do it. I do it.
You can
for
do it
sure.
online now too, which just makes it even easier.
Well,
when I bought
with
our,
Staples, you can.
Mixer.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are still like, brick and mortar mail-in rebate.
Yeah,
and
old school.
it's because they know that you're not going to sit down and do it.
Yeah.
Life is hectic enough.
Yep.
By the way, I've decided I'm getting Wind Waker HD. That's
Nice.
going to be my
Good
free game that
choice.
I'm getting with
Good
Mario
choice.
Kart
That
8.
game looks so good too.
Can't wait.
Andrew
Like
L.
the look of it.
Yeah. Good question. Sorry for those that we made mad again.
No problem. Yeah. Andrew L. Hunter at ALH Pro Photo. What's the longest gaming session you've ever had? Mine is only about 8 to 10 hours. And what game have you spent the most time on?
Ooh.
24
Good question.
hours, GoldenEye 007, and Super Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That was you.
Yep.
Yeah. Uncharted 3 beat it in one sitting.
That was awesome.
However long that game takes is.
Yep. I did like, I think mine is Skyrim. That's the most time I've spent on it. And it was like a 4 to 5 hour overnighter.
That's great. And obviously, I was just talking about Counter-Strike. I spent,
of course,
an ungodly amount of time playing that game.
Yep.
Delvin Cox at Delvin Cox. What's a good age to let your kids play rated T or rated M games?
Ooh.
13 and 18.
Wow, he just
or
comes
13 and 17.
He just comes right out with the suggested
they
age.
put it
That's
on the
awesome.
box.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly
you,
right.
you know, you're an adult. It's your discretion.
It is your discretion.
So.
I think it's weird because I'm looking at my nephew. He's going to be 15. Holy cow, 14 or 15 in July. And I think he's ready for something like he's definitely ready for. He's already ready for like an Infamous because he's already played it with me. So that's a T-rated game. As far as M, like I guess I compare it to something like The Last of Us. I'm like, oh man, is he ready for that? I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's
like
interesting.
I said, it's your discretion. It's like he's talked about The Last of Us, and in fact, Dan is like, yeah, I saw some great reviews about it. I'm like, I know, I played it. It's amazing, but I don't know at his age yet. I think he still needs some growing up to do.
Yeah,
I think.
it's funny. It does depend, number one, on the kid, but two, it depends on like what you want to shield them from, and then what you can shield them from.
Yeah,
because T games probably don't get too crazy, but the rating of M is, we've talked about it before, is such a huge gamut.
Yep.
Like, because I think you can have Mass Effect in there and have like Leisure Suit Larry in there.
Right.
And so it's like
exactly.
there's this huge, and with Mass Effect, you can go down the lane of a relationship, or you don't have to.
Yep.
And then you have stuff like online play, because like Call of Duty will be rated M every time. And I think we talked about it too. Assassin's Creed is M, but Assassin's Creed is not filthy, and there's not a bunch of cussing in there, but it's violent. And so I think it comes down to the kid and the game, and just knowing these games, y'all. Don't just, and I know the people listening to this podcast mostly are no games and aren't going to just be buying
Dude, that's
whatever.
a really good point of knowing the game, because I overhear so many people at GameStop who are like, Mom, this game's supposed to be really good, and like, or Dad, and they just don't know. And it's like, I have actually talked to parents before saying, hey, that's a really great game for him. I think he'd really enjoy it. Like, I don't know. I just get my parental game, my parenting gamer on, and it's been helpful, and a lot of them are like, hey, thanks a lot for telling me that. You
have to think about the adult themes of the game too. Like The Last of Us, I don't think a 15-year-old would fully understand
exactly
the depravity of The Last of Us. So I think it's kind of a shorted experience if you're 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah,
if you're an adult, if you're our age, for instance, The Last of Us is like a stellar experience because you understand the weight of the game.
Like something like Mass Effect, I can see him playing.
Yeah, for sure.
With The Last of Us, like I want him to play it at some point, because I want him to capture how a video game can tell an amazing story, and how you can be impacted by it, and you can connect with your characters. That's honestly what I want for anybody who's new to playing games. That's always my go-to. If you want something that's emotional, gritty, tough, go with The Last of Us, because this is kind of the quintessential. This is how you can really connect with the character, and this is how it really tells a story.
That game is freaking good, man.
It's so good.
Great
question, Delvin. Thanks for that. John Matthews at Star Fury Zeta. Are there any video game soundtracks in your current music rotation? I have Tommy Tallarico's Video Games Live.
Oh my gosh, that was totally my question for this week.
No way.
It always gets stolen. Gosh.
Nice.
Well, there you go. I guess let's go ahead and answer the question of the week.
Well, my question was going to be, what video game music have you loved the most? What's your favorite game music? So it kind of goes along with it.
That's
awesome.
What soundtracks do you have in your...
I have The Last of Us, because it came with it, and it's actually really good. The composer is genius.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's really good. I listened to it a couple times, and that's the one. That's really the only video game soundtrack that I've listened to.
It's really good, and they have a little behind-the-scenes video on some of the making of the soundtrack.
Yep.
So if you can
that
find
was a
it,
pre-order thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I never even got that. Like, I pre-ordered the game, but I don't think I ever unlocked any of that.
Yeah, you had to just download it, and I downloaded it, but then I actually ended up listening to it on Spotify because I was at my computer, not at my console. So it's like, makes it easier.
Paul, what about you? You going with that one too?
I really like some of those old NES soundtracks, the chip tunes. there's a podcast that I listen to, and they kind of put some of that old music in there every now and then. As far as like modern soundtracks, I do like that they're getting a lot of the film composers involved.
Yeah.
So any of the modern soundtracks, I mean, the Halo soundtracks are always good.
Yeah.
And that's, I think I started listening to those like starting with 2. My favorite soundtrack that I have in rotation, it actually isn't a video game soundtrack, but I mean, it's kind of crossing into games because they did make a game and it started out as a game. Or no, well, it actually started out as a movie. The Tron soundtrack, the newest one.
Oh, wow.
The newest one by Daft Punk.
Daft Punk is brilliant.
It's really good.
Yep.
So
Sweet.
I recommend checking it out. But it kind of reminds me, it's a little gamey. It reminds me of something like that. It'd be interesting to see those guys do a video game soundtrack.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
That'd
That would be awesome.
They need to do that.
Shoot, boys, we got to wrap this up.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've never had a soundtrack, but I did download back in the day a bunch of the songs from Shenmue. I don't know why, just because there was so many different stores you could go into, and all the stores had different sounds for going in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to listen to that a lot, and then Sonic at Christmas time when you would go by the Christmas tree. I think on the Dreamcast had this a cappella version of some song, and I used to listen to that all the time.
That's awesome.
Also too, Grand Theft Auto. Whenever you'd get into a car, it'd have a different radio station on.
Yep.
I started to enjoy the music playing that game. So.
Same
Yeah,
thing with
exactly.
Sleeping Dogs. I did the same thing.
Yep.
I enjoyed that too.
And with freaking Crazy Taxi,
Oh, there you go.
the Offspring freaking brought it.
Oh,
on Crazy Taxi.
and we forgot the Tony Hawk games.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
freaking
that like
Jurassic
launched
5.
some people.
My
Yeah,
boys
that's
from
awesome.
LA Symphony
Yeah.
got a song on one of those.
Yep. J5 LA Symphony. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's. Oh shoot. We
got to get up.
All right. I'm gonna
this
pick.
thing.
I'll pick 2 more.
And then we probably have time for like one more because
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
we got to go.
All right. Let's do this. We'll do Chayman Bissett. What is your best E3 memory? Was it a game, an experience, or maybe just a humorous mistake made at a press conference? Man, I love it all. I like just sitting there.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael.
Oh
Bay.
my
That's
gosh,
what
that's
first
good.
thing made me think of. Sorry. Go ahead, Hall. I mean, Router.
That's so amazing. I just love, like, I get kind of nervous and tense when I'm watching the press releases because I'm just so excited to know like what's coming out. I think my favorite memory, and I did this, it was last year when Sony announced that you can use games and that kind of stuff. I was in the kitchen. I actually stood up with my arms went, yes. And Lauren turns around and goes, what? I'm like, oh, sorry. It's an E3 thing. So,
Oh my gosh.
but I like,
You
it's
must
just-
have felt so shamed after that.
it was
Exactly.
great. No, I felt proud. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And yeah, I'll always have that one. That's a good one.
What about you, Hall?
Sega Saturn, and it's available now.
Oh,
Nice.
They announced the Sega Saturn. They were like, hey, and you can go get it.
that's crazy. That's
and
some
that's
Apple
never
stuff.
happened.
That's where Apple got it
Again.
from. You know, Apple's
Yeah,
always like,
probably.
and it's available today. They're like, oh, no way.
Yeah, when they did it with the Sega Saturn, people were like, okay. All right.
That's awesome.
You guys know that I've been to E3, and it's only been by the grace of God that I've been able to go. And sitting last year was my first 2 years ago when I went and got into the Sony press conference and was sitting there and had an amazing seat. And that's when The Last of Us was shown. And that was my favorite moment, like almost of my whole life.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
It was just the quietness, the stillness that was in the room
Oh, man.
when Joel pulls the trigger on that last thing, where the
Yeah.
guy's like, no. He's like, bang! The whole place was silent and then just erupted. And it was
so
just
awesome.
crazy.
Man, that conga beat must have been playing really loud in your
Oh,
head.
dude, the whole place was dancing. I was like, how did they get this into the speakers? I thought this was just in my head.
So awesome.
That song's getting played somewhere in the 100th episode.
Dude, I go back to I go still watch that part of the video on
E3.
YouTube. I'll go back and watch that. Just seeing that, I was like, oh, so good.
The excitement of that was just
Awesome.
nuts. And then
Yep.
I don't think that was even in the game ever, that part. Well, thank you guys so much for the questions. We've talked about getting together, doing like a round table situation, just answering questions.
Yeah, I'm going to keep these the remaining questions, and we'll tag that on to next week, and hopefully we can get on it.
Yeah. You guys be listening for details about the 100th episode. Thank you guys so much. If you want to intro the show, I keep forgetting to remind you guys. There's a link on the forum. I'll tweet out and let you guys know, your name, where you're from, and that you're listening to Married to the Games, whatever you want to say, put your flavor on it. And we appreciate you guys sending those in. There's been a bunch, and we'll keep rolling them. I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. And that over there is Timothy Zach Galifianakis Hall. And you are listening to Married to the Games, and we about this thing. Peace!